Yeah. Little Red Riding Hood. A lovely children's story. Speaking of children's stories, they're canceling Dr. Seuss. I know. What? It was like some of his old books are racist or something. Yeah. Then I heard somebody go, who didn't care at all about the, I guess there was like some stereotypical Asian drawings from like 1920 or something. Dr. Seuss, those are old books. So Dr. Seuss, did a book, and it was a drawing of an Asian guy, with squinty eyes carrying a rice bowl or something. And so now they canceled him, And this guy goes, there was one group of people who didn't care at all. The Chinese. And once again, it was like a group of there was a group who was offended for another group. China had no problem with Dr. Seuss. It wasn't like a whole bunch of Chinese Americans or whatever, Asian people finally heard their demands. There weren't any Indian people who wanted to get rid of the little girl and Land O'Lakes. And there weren't any black people who were like, man, I hate Uncle Ben. Why do they got to stereotype us? We weren't all, people who sold rice. I'm not sure why Uncle Ben was so offensive. Aunt Jemima. Oh, we got to cancel Aunt Jemima. But who's not canceled? Quaker Oats guy, that white guy. Little Debbie. Colonel Sanders. It's like all the white mascots are, they don't get canceled. Why is it? I still wonder, why is it okay? Not all colonels were, good at making chicken. Okay, everything's A-okay. And I'm on my way to the powwow. They say when you're on your way to a powwow, you're on the powwow trail. It's also actually kind of an expression for people who go to a powwow every weekend. I remember talking to my buddy and was like, hey, what are you doing this summer? He goes, I'm going to be on the powwow trail. He's not going to work anywhere. He's going to, every weekend, just go to the next powwow, make his $100 on the drum, and live off that, and then go to the next one every week. If you live within your means, that's a good way to live. It's modest. But let's see who's here. Oh, Sheila's here. Bonjour, Sheila. Honey, Nij, working out. Yeah, are you working out? Sheila likes to lift them weights. Don't forget to drink your glass of eggs. If you wanna feel like a champion, you gotta fuel like a champion. And that's the way Rocky did it. So I think that's he's kind of the canary in the coal mine. What's that? Sylvester Stallone. He's still up and kicking. So apparently drinking that many raw eggs can't be that bad for you. Just like steroids. If steroids were going to kill somebody, Sylvester Stallone would be dust a long time ago. So I, for one, want to thank Sylvester Stallone. Again, we could have called him, but we don't have his picture. I know. Do you want to take a call? Yeah, sure. I could take a call. We got a call. Somebody's waiting on line 2. All right. Caller, you're on the air. Welcome to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO.
Well, hello then.
Oh, is this the Queen?
Oh, that's right. It's me, the Queen Mum. Oh, I called into the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast, I did.
Oh, well, welcome to the show, Your Highness. I don't know, I'm an American. I'm a Native American. I don't know. much about the ways of the royalty. But it's nice to meet you. How can I help you?
Well, I was wondering if I could teach an Ojibwe word of the day, as it were.
You want to teach well, Natasha just did. It was the Baji story.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. I'm the Queen Mum. You got to do what I say. I'm in charge.
Well, yeah, you're in charge of England or something, but you don't have any power over here. Didn't we have like a whole war or something? Just to get from underneath.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. Let me do the Ojibwe word of the day, then.
All right, okay. What Ojibwe word did you want to teach?
Well, I'd like to teach the best word. The best word in the Ojibwe language, as it were. Ogimakwe. Queen, because that's what I am. I'm the queen, I am.
Yeah, you sure are. Ogimakwe, queen. So did you name yourself after Freddie Mercury's band, or was that the other way around?
Oh, he copied me, he did.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, huh? Ogimakwe. So Ogama is kind of our word for chief, right? And Ikwe is a woman. So a chief who's a woman would be like the Ogama Ikwe or Ogimakwe. And that's our word. That's what we would have called you as the queen.
That's right. Ogimakwe, queen. And that's the Ojibwe word of the day, as it were.
Yeah, well, good job. I didn't know you spoke Ojibwe.
Well, I'm learning every day because I watch your show, I do.
Oh, that's sweet of you. All right, let me get rid of this word of the Ogimakwe is queen. And we were just talking about you. What do you want me to call you? Queen Elizabeth? Queen Mom? Liz?
Oh, I don't mind. You can call me Liz. You can call me Queen. You can call me Queen Elizabeth. Just don't call me late for supper.
Yeah. Don't call her late for supper.
Who are you talking to then?
Oh, that's Natasha. Natasha, you want to say hi to the queen?
Hi, Queen. Oh, hello, Natasha. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, I'm just fine, ain't it?
So what else can I do for you? Oh, no, I was going to tell you. Yesterday we were talking about your daughter-in-law there.
Oh, that Megan. Why, she's a bitch, isn't she?
Hey, easy. Don't swear like that. This is a kid's show. But yeah, she had some kind of vague, harsh words for... I don't know if she kind of implied that you or somebody in your family had racist feelings.
Oh, what about bullocks? That's bullocks.
Yeah, I think that's a swear in your language too. Can you clean it up a little bit?
Oh, that's that little rapscallion.
Yeah, you can say rapscallion. So do you deny the accusations that you guys are a bunch of racists?
We're not a racist. What? I haven't had a slave in ages.
Yeah, I know, but you can still be a racist and not have any slaves.
Oh, that's preposterous, it is.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I love everybody of every colour. Why, if I had my way, I would have everyone in my kingdom. I would rule everybody equally.
Does that count as not being racist if you want to rule if everybody's like a slave to you?
Well, I think it's equality.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll give you that. So you want world domination, is that it?
Oh, that'd be lovely, isn't it?
Well, for you, I don't think the rest of the world wants you to rule them. But I don't think people generally want to be ruled, and yet, something I suspect that we're being ruled, and not in a way that we think.
What? Well, that's a conspiracy theory it is.
Okay, I'm going to let you go because you're starting to lose your accent and you're starting to sound Irish.
All right, well, I want to say goodbye. I won't say goodbye because I know that in your language you say, I'll see you again. So let me say.
Yeah, you better do it. You're losing your accent.
Gigo up a min, Minowa, innit?
Yeah, okay, Gigo up a min, Minowa. Thanks for calling in, Queen. Wow, the Queen. She really seemed to lose it near the end there, but otherwise it's kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, it's not like meeting the royal family would be on my list of people I'd even care to meet. You know. But still, it's it's notable. The Queen of England watches our show. That's kind of cool. I don't know. So Sheila says, hey, Powwows are cool and honest. That's right. Cool and honest. Honestly. Sheila says, yuck. I think she's referring to the Queen. Yeah, she said kind of a bad word there. I don't like it when people... You know what? In our way, before those Europeans came over, we never swore. There are no swear words in Ojibwe. And some of the earliest books, journals at the the Jesuit priests and those guys who the first non-Indian people who met us, they would always remark, they're like, oh, they're a very pious people. They never swear. They never curse against God. They never say harsh, ugly things like that. That's not our way. Then we learned English. Now, some people use the F word like it's a comma. It's like, come on, you guys. Clean it up. Your grandma can hear you. She don't like it. Quit swearing. But the old Queen, yep. I'm just glad she didn't use the C word. The C word? What's the C word? Cuckoo head. Oh, yeah, that's rude. Yep. Hey, Jim's here. Bonjour, Jim. Jim's here, sweetie. Bonjour, Jim. Natasha says hello. And, yeah. Bonjour crew's filing in. You missed it. We just had a call from the Queen of England. From the OJIBWE of England. And, yeah. I mean, I guess I would be more opinionated, more anti-royal family if America didn't have royalty that's like our politicians and our celebrities. I mean, frankly, isn't Oprah like a queen here? She's like a religious leader, or a cult leader. Not even a cult. She's too popular. Her followers are too numerous to be considered a cult anymore. But, we just worship people. Right now, the George Floyd thing. You'd think that guy was a saint or something. No matter what happens, they got murals and pictures of him with wings. And, people sing songs about him like he did something great. So, oh, what a hero. Landlord Floyd. But, people are going to riot. They're going to burn down your store. I'm so glad I'm not on that jury. Hikes. 'Cause no matter what you do, especially if, somehow you decide that it wasn't cold-blooded murder, they're going to kill you too. Oh, man. What a zoo down there. I'm talking about the Minneapolis thing, the George Floyd. He was the guy who he ended up dead when the cops were arresting him. And they're going to try the cop for murder. Okay. I mean, what happened to the days of Dirty Harry? Remember those movies? I know, he killed so many people. Yeah, he just get a good scolding from the chief. Chief of police would be like, Dirty Harry, your ways have no business in this century. You're shoot first, ask questions later ways. I'm gonna give you desk duty for a week. It's like, yeah, Clint Eastwood would have been in big trouble in 2020. How about what was that? Lethal Weapon. Those guys were cops. Mel Gibson, a young Mel Gibson, renegade cop, taking the law in his own hands. He was a lethal weapon. You know, one of the funniest things I saw recently was it was a clip of a movie with Bruce Lee in it. And Bruce Lee, and this was true. I remember hearing this debate when I was a kid. They would have ads in the comic books for Bruce Lee. And they said Bruce Lee was so deadly. He was such a great karate guy that his hands were lethal weapons. Meaning, they were registered lethal weapons. Meaning that if he were to accidentally kill somebody, he would go to jail for a murder. Because it would be like killing somebody with a gun. That's how dangerous his hands were. And the other guy goes, yeah, it's called manslaughter. Everybody who kills somebody accidentally or on purpose goes to jail. You know, you didn't have to register your hands. Oh yeah, that makes no sense. Bruce Lee. You know, the mythology of Bruce Lee was more popular than any of his movies ever were. You know, people just love the clips. And Jessica Gonzalez is here. Bonjour, Jessica. Jessica's here, sweetie. Bonjour, Jessica. That was Natasha. She says bonjour. And yeah, so we're discussing the Queen. She wanted to teach how to say Queen in Ojibwe. Ogamakwe. It's like Ogama meets Ikwe. Ogamakwe. And Natasha taught us a Debajimoan story. And kind of briefly told a story of what Little Red Riding Hood. All those old, you know, I guess they're German. You know, Germans are a strange people. You know, I can't figure out their sense of humor. I don't know Germans that well. But like the Brothers Grimm and those fairy tales, I get the impression they're all Germans. And I think goblins are supposed to be Jews. You know, like the what's that guy's name? Who climbed a bean? Jack who climbs a beanstalk. You know, so Jack is he's supposed to sell a cow, and he meets a little goblin guy on a bridge who tricks him. Hey man, I'll trade you these beans, but they're magic beans. It sounds like some big nose, hand rubbing. You're not really sure. Is that human? What is a goblin? I don't know. Is a goblin like a golem? You know, Smeagol. Jessica says, they're okay with scaring the crap out of children to get them to behave. Yeah, it's always just the bloodiest kind of murderous thing. You know, Little Red Riding Hood. You know, she sets out on a quest through the woods. And actually, the wolf meets up with her right there in the woods, first of all. And he asks her, hey, what's in the bag, Little Red? He goes, oh, I'm bringing goodies to Grandma. He goes, oh. And I think he gives her a warning, you know, you better watch out. And he runs on ahead and then kills her just outright. So it's like, yeah, get into bed, little junior, little baby child. I'm going to tell you a story about murder and how wolves will murder your grandma and then put on her clothes. That's so scary, too, because the clothes must have been drenched in blood. Hide the body somewhere. So the bedroom must have looked like a butcher shop. And Little Red walks in there, and she's all innocent. She doesn't know what to think. She's like, what? Why is there blood everywhere? She's like, Grandma, I brought you some goodies. And she's looking right into the face of the murderer, the wolf. And even there, she can't discern. She's looking. She's like, Grandma, what big eyes you have. And what it is, she's in shock. She knows immediately what happened. But she's in such shock. Her mind is shut down, and she can't discern between if she's looking at her grandma or if she's looking at the face of a murderous wolf. And, I mean, they don't even say that he hid the body. Maybe grandma's body was lying right there naked and, torn to shreds. And so, of course, Little Red Riding Hood's all, Grandma, what big teeth you have. Oh, the better to eat you with. And just then, a character they haven't even introduced yet. So it's just sloppy writing. Comes jumping into the room with, I think an axe, and chops the wolf's head off. And then you go, okay, well, good night, kids. Sweet dreams. I'm going to go to, this is a children's story for you. And the moral of the story, don't visit grandma. Don't trust transgender people. Always carry an axe. I don't know. What's the moral of the story of a Little Red Riding Hood? It makes no sense. And Daniel Black is here. Bonjour, Daniel. How are you? And Brandy Marie. Bonjour, Brandy Marie. Brandy Marie is here, sweetie. Bonjour, Brandy. Yeah, so I don't get the what the moral of the story of Little Red Riding Hood is supposed to be. Jack and the Beanstalk. What's that moral? Don't trust Jews. Or actually, you know what? If the little goblin on the bridge is supposed to be a Jew, in the long run, that was a great trade. It was much better to get the magic beans than to have money from the cow. So the story goes, they have to sell a cow, and his wife sends Jack, or his mom, I can't remember if it's his mom or his wife, sends Jack off to, go sell the cow. And he meets a goblin or somebody, gives him these magic beans, goes home. Old lady gets mad, throws the beans out the window. They go to bed. When he wakes up, beanstalk to the heavens. So naturally, he climbs right up there. As you do. I remember I woke up someplace and walked outside, saw a tree I didn't notice the day before. So I climbed to the top. But that's what he does. He climbs up. What's up there? Big old castle, giant. And a goose that poops golden eggs. So he steals the goose. Giant comes out, chases after him. He runs down, chops down the tree. He's not going back to that, castle in the sky. What was it, heaven? Is that where he finally went? Kills the giant after stealing his goose. And now is wealthy. Can go buy, as many cows as he wants. He's got a goose that can poop a pound of gold every morning. So, kids, the moral of this story, if you can, go ahead and make risky wagers with strangers. If you stumble upon somebody else's property, steal it. If they chase after you, kill them. This has been the moral of Jack and the Beanstalk. I mean, come on. What's this story about? Don't talk to strangers is what Jessica says. Yeah. Oh, Brandy Marie says it was Jack's mother. So Jack's a little boy. Okay. Well, this is what you get, lady, for having your child also, make big financial exchanges. That's a lot of responsibility for a kid. He's bound to get swindled. Jessica says, Daniel, I wasn't prepared for this early start either. Couldn't find my headphones. Oh, yeah, I'm a little early today. I almost came on really early, you guys. I was up. Oh, Bagheera got us up at 2 in the morning. So I was like, put together some stuff. I was like, well, should we just go on? Do a 4 in the morning live stream? I thought the BOOZHOO crew's not even going to be awake yet. But the whole staff at Dunkin' Donuts, they don't even get to watch live. We could have done a show for Dunkin' Donuts. Is Dunkin' Donuts still a thing? There must be people still making donuts in this weird modern, era we're living in, where all the stores have closed. Do they still make donuts? In the 80s, you would go into a place just to get donuts and coffee. That was before Starbucks. They have places like Dunkin' Donuts. And somehow we were thinner in the 80s than they are now. People are all just drinking in Starbucks, I guess. Although, if I'm being honest, I've never actually been in a Starbucks. I've seen them in the airport. I probably, in a casino, sometimes they have Starbucks. I'll go in and buy one in a casino. But city people, apparently that's the new bar. They go and hang out in a Starbucks. I picture them being on their laptops, drinking a tall Starbucks. And, hey, Wisani's here. Bonjour, Wisani. Time to make the donuts. Yeah, exactly. You remember. Time to make the donuts. That's one of those unsung heroes, the donut makers. You gotta get up at not even the crack of dawn, hours before the sun rises. It's like the brave heroes who have to work the night shift. At the print shop. They start work at 7 at night. And they work through the night. And they get off work at 7 in the morning. Tired, dirty, exhausted. And they want to go out for happy hour. But it's 7 in the morning. And even the bowling alley doesn't open for a couple hours. So they go to the grocery store. They start shopping at 7 in the morning. And they go home and they have a beer at 7 in the morning. And they go to bed. How do I know this? Because I was that overnight print shop employee. I do not miss the overnights. When you work overnights, it's, in a way, I just did an overnight by waking up at 2 in the morning. But it's not the same. When you sleep every day during the day and are up all night, even on your day off, you forget what day it is. I guess the kids probably experience this all the time with their video game addictions and what have you. But I couldn't handle it. I got real depressed by not seeing the sun and by being awake at night and asleep during the day. Brandy Marie says, working through the night like little elves. Yeah. The blue collar, the black collars is what we should call them. People have to work at night. And again, in the old days, I think this has been replaced by automation and all kinds of weirdness. But I remember the midnight disc jockey, DJs. The guys you'd be driving at night, and the only other person awake was the guy spinning the records. He goes, hey, it's 2 a.m. And they also have a radio name. I'm Marvelous Mark Slackmeyer. And this is your Midnight Rider with a little, night moves by whoever. Working on the night moves. What's that guy's name? Da-da-da-da. Bob Seger. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. And then Coors Light goes and steals that name. Oh, where does Silver Bullet? What, like Bob Seger? No, like the light beer. When Silver Bullet first came out, you could only get it in Colorado. It was an exotic beer up here in Minnesota. And then it came up here and they put it on sale and nobody wanted to drink it anymore. Lisa Nee says, I worked nights at warehouses. There was a bar that would open in the morning on Fridays for us. Oh, really? Yeah. You go from the bright, sunny, shiny, clear morning into a dark bar. And because you're living you're living like a vampire. Yeah. But every terrible job I ever had makes me that much more grateful and happy now. I'm almost grateful that I had those jobs, those experiences, because I know I would just take it for granted. I'm not complaining about the quarantine. I just love it. I mean, I'm lucky I got this thing. I mean, I got, but yeah. So kids, chin up. All the bad things you're going through now, you will remember, because it'll make the better times all the sweeter. I've told people this before because I had to remind myself. If you're going through a hard time, if you're going through hell, keep on going. The bad times, when something tragic happens, when you do experience bad stuff, and the longer you live, the worse things get. Someone's gonna die, and you're not going to be prepared for it, and it's going to wreck you. But the deeper the pain, the higher. It's like that roller coaster. Now you suddenly have the capacity to really be happy or grateful or joyful. It's a price you pay, but, and like if for the little kids, this is so weird. I love the BOOZHOO crew, but sometimes I just got to talk to the potential little kid viewer who watches this in the future. Think about a kindergartner, and they haven't experienced anything yet, and they got this tiny little strip of experience, and their lows are only so low. You take away their Barbie doll, and there's like, they'll cry, and it's just, but then you give them a cupcake, and suddenly they're happy. It's a simple little thing. But as you get older, the lows get deeper, but the highs get way higher. Little kindergartner can't, the cupcake is as happy as that kid can get. It's as deep, as sad as, it's got a very shallow little pool of emotions. So if you're going through a bad time, hang on, because it will swing back, and there may be some frosting on that cake that's called like gratitude, just, humor. I always thought that was like, my grandpa was pretty good natured, real laid back. Never saw him angry, never saw him complain about anything. Accepted everything, had a good life, and, was also boarding school, abused child, World War II vet, post-traumatic, reservation cop, all kinds of stuff. And, could have been kind of a crabby person, but he wasn't. I think his bad experiences made him really always kind of appreciate just the little things. He was contented with the way things were. Because at least it wasn't the Philippines getting shot at by a sniper rifle. Once you have to sleep through that, you don't complain if there's a squeak in the floorboards. So yeah, it's not all there is. Even at the worst times, you're getting, and that's kind of like that video game metaphor I like to think about too. How so you earn these tokens, and I shouldn't use this metaphor because I don't play video games, and so I don't really get them. But apparently, in some games you earn like points, and when you get so many points, you move up to the next level. And in the next level of the game, the scenario looks different. And you get new tools or new weapons or new powers. And I've noticed in my middle age, getting through a hard time, like grief or depression or losing a job or getting dumped or somebody dying or whatever, losing your cat, really bad stuff. When you get to the other side, you're no longer in the same level of the game. The game will never be a level 1 again. And you have grief. Oh, crap. I liked level 1. I understood level 1. That was my childhood or whatever. But now I'm on level 2. And everything's different. But now I've got, the ability of flight or whatever. Now I can, I used to play Mortal Kombat. No, I didn't. I played, what was the one with all the different characters? Was it Mortal Kombat? Yeah, I think it was. So when you get through, the stuff you learn and then the battle scars you earn does make you stronger, but it also makes you humbler. And when you get some humility, not to get too deep, but before I forget, I should say a little prayer. Gitche manado. Nusana wakwing ibian. Our Father who art in heaven. Apegish gitchi twa wendamig gidanuzawin. May your name be hallowed. Apegish bidagwish bidagwishanug magak gidu gi mawi win. And endamin. May your kingdom come. Apegish Ijiwe bak dibashku wakwing miku. May your will be done. Gaye aking on earth. Miku gaye ishbaming. As it is in heaven. Mijishanang nugo agijaguk nimbakweji ganimana minik iyoyang. Give us today our daily bread. Bunigade tawishanang, gaye gaiji nishkihe nange. Forgive us for our offenses, as we forgive you, against you, just like we forgive others. Kego gaye iji wishikange, gagwe di benenge winning. And do not lead us into temptation. Dash in inama wishanang mayenadak, and keep us from what is evil. Ape inge. Amen. And this has been your, what do they call it? The the Jesus prayer. I should have put up the lyrics. I should have put up the words of it. I forgot. But I think it's good every once in a while to do the Lord's Prayer. Lord's Prayer in Ojibwe. Just because, I don't know, man. Something tells me that Gitche Manadu likes to hear it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, what? Is that you, Gitche Manadu?
Oh, that's right. That's me, Gitche Manadu.
Oh, you kind of sound like the Queen of England.
Oh, that's right.
What can I do for you, Gitche Manadu?
Nothing. I just wanted to tell you I appreciate your praying in the language.
Yeah, because you speak Ojibwe, right?
Oh, I speak every language.
Yeah.
You got to keep the language alive.
Okay, I'll do my best, Father.
Oh, you're a good boy. You're a really good lad, son.
Oh, thank you. Miigwech Bizendawieg. Thank you for listening.
I'm always with you, lad.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gitche Manadu. I sometimes forget that he's always with us and that he sounds like a pirate. But, I guess he probably just presents himself in ways that people can understand. I don't know if he's Australian, English, Irish. Scottish. Aussie, yeah. I think he's Australian. He's on the bottom of the globe. He's always upside down. He comes from a land down under, where the women glow and the men plunder. Can't you hear the Anamakika, the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Can't you hear the thunder? Whatever happened to the men at work? You better run, you better take cover. Michael used to cover that song. Yeah, I know. You know, one of these days you should come back up here and sing some songs in live time. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe tomorrow. Do you guys want Michael to come on the show tomorrow? I don't think you should do it today. Why not? Well, you haven't shaved in weeks, and your hair's all greasy, and the lighting is real harsh. It looks good on me, but let's set it up. Oh, plus your guitar's not plugged in. Let's set up the sound, and then tomorrow you can come up. Okay. All right. Tune in tomorrow. We'll have Michael Lyons come up here and with his guitar and sing a song live. Oh, yeah, because you should get ready for that. We got another gig. We're going to be doing a Zoom meeting with the, what are they called? The Intertribal Relations Training. We got to figure out what the conference is called. This isn't the kind of thing where I can invite the BOOZHOO crew. But the group we used to travel around with once a month and talk about treaties and boarding schools, and Michael would sing his song. And Natasha and I would get out there and tell some jokes. We're doing this virtual conference on Wednesday. We're going to have to be online. I'm not sure how we're doing that, because I know we're not performing for 3 hours, but that conference is 1:30 to 4. I know, it sounds like a drag. Don't say that, they might be watching. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Anyway, but come tune in tomorrow. We'll get Michael up here with his guitar, and we'll do some. Let's do some more open mic stuff. Speaking of which, sweetie, did you want to come up and say hello to the people? Sure. All right. Let's. I'm gonna play a song that Michael and Natasha recorded, and then when we come back, Natasha will be here to talk about whatever. Miigwech kanawabi egg. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Giga wabamin. Minawa. All right. This is Long December. The Counting Crows.
Oh.
In a long December, well, there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember the last thing that she said as you were leaving. Now the days go by so fast, and it's one more day up in the canyon, one more night in Hollywood. And if you think that I could be forgiven, I wish you would. Na 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 na, yeah. The smell of hospitals in winter, and the feeling that it's all a lot of oyster and no pearl. But all at once you look across the crowded room to see the way light attaches to a girl,
and it's one more day up in the canyon. One more night in Hollywood. And if you think that I could be forgiven, I wish you would. Na 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 yeah. Drove up to Hillside Manor sometime after 2 a.m. and talked a little while about the year. I guess the winter makes you laugh a little slower, makes you talk a little lower about the things you couldn't show her. And it's been a long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember times I tried to tell myself to hold on to these moments as they pass. And you have...
Hey, everybody. BOOZHOO. How you doing? Brandy Marie is here. BOOZHOO. Daniel Black. BOOZHOO. WISNE. Is the conference for Great Lakes Indian Fish and Wildlife Commission? No, this is something else. This is in Minnesota. What are we called? Intertribal Relations Training. We go to a different reservation every month. This is what we were doing. We go to a different reservation every month to the casino there. And then like U.S. government people and tribal government people and other people, we'd all get together. There'd be like 100 people. And they'd have different breakout sessions and a great big display museum thing about treaties. And Michael would play his songs and talk about his grandpa. And so it was kind of like just sort of education on Native history, why treaties matter, the boarding school era, and I don't know, just kind of cultural teachings. There's like a kind of a famous Indian lawyer guy who talks about treaty laws and stuff. He comes out. Tad Johnson. He's also a professor at University of Minnesota. Hi, Tad. And Michael's cousin, she talks about her mom going to Carlisle Indian school. And yeah, some really great people. So we're going to do it virtual tomorrow. And, I always got to show off, Everybody starts giggling when they see me on their Zoom. It's like, hi, everybody. And then eventually Michael will get up there and everyone gets bored with him. But, Jessica's here. BOOZHOO, Natasha, BOOZHOO, Jessica. La, 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 la. So that was a nice prayer. I like it when you do the whatever prayer, the Lord's Prayer. But you know what prayer I like? You like the drunk's prayer.
No, it's not called that. It's called the sobriety prayer. It is drunk's prayer. The God grant me the serenity prayer. Get you manatu. Taka we do kawishin. We niji. Nana kuda wonderman. Ji utapanaman enu kekashkikatosewan. Ji anji saduyan. Ji apichite ayan. Ji anji saduyan. Kekashkikatoyan. Jite apichite mnebwakayan. Jiken naman ono. Ape inge. Mikwech pizandawi egichi manado. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The strength to change the things that I can. And the courage to change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. The Nebwakowin. Wisdom. Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom. I remember that from The Shining. The bartender that he was like hallucinating. Women can't live with him. Can't live without him. Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom. Little Jack Nicholson was so creepy. And those two twins. Oh, that movie was scary. Talk about scary stories for children. Those are the kind of stories I had. Oh, this movie's called The Shining. You'll like this, little kid. I started taking spirituality, religion, whatever, seriously when I was a kid and I saw The Exorcist. I saw that as a little girl. I was way too young to see such a scary movie. It totally freaked me out. I remember my older... my mom comes from a really big family. And so she was the oldest of 10 kids. And so some of my aunts and uncles were just a few years older than me. And we would get together, and my auntie Robin and my uncle Kevin, and they would show, they'd just let me watch old scary movies and whatever. And so one night, we got done watching, the TV scary movies like Creature Feature, Shock Theater, movies about Frankenstein. And then what comes on? The Exorcist. And you're like, what? Oh no. That was the scariest movie ever. This made me cry. But it also made me go, because I remember my Aunt Robin going, you know why Exorcist is so scary? Because that's real. Frankenstein's not real. But you got to be afraid of demons. And that's when like, holy man, you're right. Why are we playing with this Ouija board? Are we out of our minds? So, yeah, it was a harsh lesson to learn. But I did. Oh, Jim Dunzall. No word today? Yeah, Jim. I taught the word early on when you were still in sleep. It was Debachi Moen. But then the Queen was here. You know what? I'm going to get her back. Let's see. Sweetie, can you look up the Queen of England's phone number?
Oh, yeah, of course. Hold on. Let me just Google it here. Queen of England. Phone. Queen of Spain. Queen of... Oh, here we go. That's ringing.
You wouldn't think it'd be so easy.
Oh, hi, yeah. Is this the Queen? Yeah, this is NanaBOOZHOO. You want to be back on the show? All right. Go ahead, honey. It's line 2.
All right. Line 2. Queen, you're on the air. Hello, love. Hi, it's Natasha from the NanaBOOZHOO show. Oh, I know who you are. I love to watch you on the NanaBOOZHOO show, I do. Oh, great. Say, would you mind teaching the Ojibwe word of the day again? Well, I love to, love. I would love to. Well, let's see then. The Ojibwe word of the day, as it were, is, where did I put it? Ogama Queen. Because that's what I am. I'm the Ogama I'm the Queen, I am. Yeah, you sure are. Queen Elizabeth. Ogama. So, Jim, if you had been up earlier, you could have seen NanaBOOZHOO's interview with the Queen. That's right, love. I was on the NanaBOOZHOO show, I was. Yeah, you were.
And I was wondering, were you disappointed in your daughter-in-law? I didn't get to ask earlier.
Why, she's a right bitch, she is.
Queen, don't swear on the show. It's a kid show.
Oh, you're lucky I didn't call her the C word, I did.
The C word? What's that?
What, cuckoo head, that is.
Look, I gotta go. Our voices aren't different enough.
Okay then, love. Gigawabamin, Minawa, I say.
Yeah, Gigawabamin, Minawa, Queen. Thanks for being on the show. Ugh. She's got a lot of energy for an old broad. Yeah, she does. Ogimakwe, Queen. So, not to be confused with the Freddie Mercury band, we will rock you. They were also called Queen Ogimakwe. Ogama, you might know, Jim, it means chief, or it's actually like a leader. And Ikwe is the Ojibwe word for woman. So we mush them together and we call a queen a Ogimakwe. Ogimakwe, Queen. All right. Daniel Black says, the Queen is like a character from Oliver. Yeah, she sure is. Or like Monty Python. Those guys were so far ahead of their time. I mean, yeah, I know not every sketch that they ever did landed, but the characters that those Monty Python guys did, the cross-dressing and all the funny political stuff and religious stuff, I mean, those guys are brilliant. They could never get away with that kind of humor anymore. Sheila says, they were talking about the powwow trail and everything. Yeah, the powwow trail. Living traditional in the modern age. Following the powwow to the next town. You know, there is a community of people, you know. Lots of times people go to the powwow in their local town. And they'll be like, who are all these people camping out here? And he goes, they'll be the same people camping at the one next week in Ball Club. And the next week in Deer River. And the one after that in Cass Lake. And the one after that in White Earth. You know, they just follow around. Bring the whole family. Let's make a day of it. But you don't have to stay at the powwow grounds the whole time, you know. You can leave and go swimming or something, come back. So it's like camping and then it's hanging out at the powwow. But they're following the powwow trail. The powwow road. Sunny day. So yeah, I like the Serenity Prayer. Because it makes me feel like a Ogimakwe, a queen. Oh, I'm a little queen. How come her husband's not the king? I don't understand that. She's like, oh, I'm Queen Elizabeth. And he's like, I'm Phil. Aren't you King Philip? Maybe he is the king. I don't know. But, you know, if you push an American just a little bit, they're going to say something disrespectful about royalty. It's just in their blood to disrespect. Oh, big deal. You know, people are like, don't look the queen in the eyes. It's like, what? She's just an old lady like anybody else. What, she's more important than my grandma? I don't think so. Although, you know why Queen Elizabeth is so popular and revered worldwide? Is that she inspired a whole generation of women to wear their hair in that sort of terrible, blown out perm thing. You know, what is that nondescript old lady hairdo? So even Indian ladies, you know, when they go gray and stuff, sometimes will cut their hair short and blow it out, you know, the church lady hair. The Queen Elizabeth started that. She's the one who made it fashionable for those ladies. Oh, look at me, I'm the queen. I think if you're going to call yourself the queen, you have to wear a crown all the time. Like in a bath, in, you know, a big old bubble bath. And when you're riding around in your horse-drawn carriage or however she gets around, her Segway, you know. I guess I assume she's in a wheelchair. How old is that broad? She's got to be like 100 by now. Jessica says, he's a duke, whatever that is. Oh, yeah. I have an uncle named Duke. In America, Duke is usually the name for, your poo. But, yeah, he's the Duke. There's a Duke and a Duchess. So how come she's not a Duchess? No, she's the Queen. Because she was Queen before she was married. Something like that. Oh, you can be Queen without being married? Pretty liberal traditions over there, if you ask me. I don't know. The Queen. But there's a lot of people that take it seriously because look how bent out of shape people got when the heir to the throne hooks up with kind of a Karen. La 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 do do do. Who would have been a better wife for Megan's husband? Henry. King Henry. I don't even know these guys' names. Almost anybody. I mean, if he wanted to marry a crappy American female actress, I mean, he could have had almost anybody. They're all shallow and vapid. Demi Moore. No, she's way too old for him. How about... Can he get divorced? He's probably wishing he could. All right, well, it's almost 7, so maybe we should head out. You know what we didn't get to do? What's that? Hear from Makwa? Oh, you're right. Hey, Makwa, did you want to talk to the people for a second? Yeah. I'll talk to him. How about we get Makwa to talk about the Ojibwe word of the day? Did you want to do that, Makwa? Or I have an idea. How about he talks about gibberish? Yeah, that's a good idea. Makwa, you want to talk about gibberish? Yeah, sure, I'll talk about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's Makwa. Take it away, Makwa. Thank you, Nanaboozhoo. Hey, everybody. Boozhoo. Makwa Nandijin Nakaz. Makwa is my name. Bear. Makwa. And, the Bears are a proud clan of the Anishinaabe. We're the protectors of the people. Hey, Makwa. Yeah, what? Aren't you going to talk about the cartoon? Oh, right. So today's gibberish cartoon, I get carried away sometimes, I talk about the Bear Clan. We're a proud people. Yeah, I know, but you got to talk about the cartoon. All right. So, Boozhoo. And today is a gibberish cartoon by Michael Lyons. We got a little drawing of a caterpillar here. OJIBWE. OJIBWE is a caterpillar. And then he falls asleep there. And Aziz, in the comic book medium, I guess, a series of Z's is supposed to be make you think the person's asleep. It's like zzz or something. I don't know. He's snoring. So the caterpillar goes to sleep. And when he wakes up, he's a mamangwa. He's a butterfly. And so, this is I don't know, it's a cartoon, I suppose. I don't see the laugh behind it. Where's the joke? I don't think it's that kind of cartoon. I think it's just, like an artistic cartoon. Oh, okay. You know what cartoon I like? I like Snoopy. That old dog, he makes me laugh every time. Maybe we should be looking at Snoopy cartoons. Yeah, that's an idea. We could put some Snoopy cartoons up. I don't know. Anyway, this has been your gibberish cartoon for the day. I am Makwa Nandijin Nakaz. And I will see you again. Gigawabamin. Back to you, Nanaboozhoo. Yeah, great. Sweetie, can you send us out? Yeah, okay. All right, everybody. Well, hey, we had some fun. Thank you so much for watching. Miigwech Kanawabi Egg. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, Neiman Wyndham, oh my noon goom. Somebody asked, what are you singing there? BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO is the name of the show. Neiman Wyndham, I'm happy. Oma here, noon goom. Today. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, Neiman Wyndham, oh my noon goom. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Geek-a-Bop-a-Min, Minowa, Hoa, and live stream, do, Hoka, hey.